It's time to redo this bookshelf again. I get random bursts of motivation to organize and rearrange different parts of my house, and this particular piece of furniture was my next fixation. This is my little office corner. You can see my desk is there too, and I have so much random stuff on the shelf. I had photo albums, I had stacks of old magazines, I had old records. The photo albums I had pulled out from the closet to put on the shelf because I just think that keeping your photo albums put away somewhere where you can't see them just defeats the purpose. So I'm still going to keep those out. I'm just going to put them in a different spot. I'm thinking I'll put them in the entertainment center that's under the TV. I told my husband that I was going to rearrange some things, and he goes, I'm sure you have a few books that you could get rid of. And I'm like, what? I just stared at him. I'm like, sure, but now that you told me to do it, I don't want to do it. So I did sort out a few books to return to those little free libraries. We have a bunch of cute ones around town that I've grabbed books from before, so I definitely want to like pay it forward and return the favor. So I have a couple of my own books that I'm done with that I'm going to put in those little free libraries as well. And I'm also sorting out a few books that I'm going to put in a stack on my nightstand. I repotted a plant recently that needs a new place to sit, and I thought it would look really nice on top of a big book stack, and that's actually the spot in the room where the sun comes in later in the afternoon. So I ended up doing that, and I'm really happy with it. I recently took down the bookshelf in our guest bedroom, which is where all these stacks of books on the floor came from. I'd been trying to find a piece of furniture to put in the guest room where I could store my books but also offer storage for guests. And I just haven't found anything that spoke to me. So the books have just been sitting on the floor. And we have guests staying with us next month, so it's time to move them off the floor and somewhere else. I started in the corner when putting away books on this shelf, and that's where I put most of my YA books. I have a few series, mainly the series of Unfortunate Events, the Sisters Grimm, the Magic Tree House books, and a few others. Which I reread one of the Magic Tree House books recently, and it was basically the brother calling the sister dumb the entire time. It was like, what is going on? I'm pretty sure it was the first book, Dinosaurs Before Dark, and the sister was just like having a great time, like loving life. And the brother was like, basically like scolding her the whole time and calling her dumb, like, I can't believe you got us in this scenario, like, you're never going to be able to get us home, just like freaking out. But the sister was like just loving life. So I don't know. 90s messaging is so funny. I have this little tray that I store papers on for work, and I was trying to stack the books like in that corner so I could put the tray on top of it, but it just looks so messy. So I ended up putting the tray on top of the shelf, and then I stacked all the books so they would fit. So I'm not sure how I feel about it because I feel like it kind of clutters up the top like more than it was previously, and I like to keep the top like fairly clean because I'll like during the day for work I'll like use it or put things on there or whatever. So we'll see how I feel. I might end up changing it in a few days. I've had this piece of IKEA furniture since college. I think at one point they stopped making it or they like changed the size of it so it didn't fit records anymore. I'm not really sure. I remember going to IKEA though and picking it out for my first apartment in college, and it's traveled around with me since. I think it's been to 5 different places now. I tried to count. But yeah, good thing it's lightweight to move. You might be able to tell, but when I had these books on the old shelf, they were sorted in a rainbow pattern, which is why these books are already like in stacks by color. I wasn't sure if I wanted to do that again, but I also wasn't sure how I'd organize them instead. By genre, by hardcover, by paperback, I don't know. Nothing really spoke to me, so I just stuck with the rainbow pattern. Clearly, I have no plan with this project, but yeah, the rainbow like makes it feel somewhat orderly. But the great news is that I can always change it again if I don't like it. This isn't final, so that's what I keep telling myself. Anyways, here are the final results. What do you think?